Coming to you live November 15th, 2021 at $0 and 58 minutes.
Man, I didn't know from black man to black man. And I want people to know you can accept who you are, but explaining who you are, so as they say, a man show the man he is, even if he talk. My channel must be considered weak complaining black man channel because a black man is speaking out on things that he experienced for other brothers that experience things as him is having a hard time in life. And we get it. I talk in forums with brothers or just offline with other. It's no platform, it's no group, it's no affiliation, it's no nothing. It's brothers just reaching out to other brothers that understand. It can be a man who's doing well in life and he have a question about social being socializing, or as a father of other men, they even come to single brothers, and even though he's not in a relationship, he can vent. But vent in a way we will say, well, brother, we not gonna go into the negative. We gonna vent and then get out of it. But I'm learning that open honesty, the form of brothers, since I was talking with people, they say it's not a group. So it's not a group. I keep telling them it's not a group. It's not a pill. It's not affiliation, nothing. It's just brothers coming together. We haven't talked. That's why it's literally like I'm on YouTube right now, right? It is literally like YouTube. It's open. There is no name. There is nothing. Nobody call it no name. No nothing. Only thing, it's a subject. We go from the subject, and most of the time, it's a subject. These brothers stick to the subject because you know why? Because anything deviate off the subject, you started different. Now the objective become different. The topic, it's a topic. Then there's a subject. The topic is single brothers or single black men that need. And so, if this is an area you're not great in, you will want to join because we have brothers that's understanding. What I learned is about black men, we have preconceived notions of each other, and we do. Because we have preconceived notions. When you go into the interview, how do you dress? How do you talk? You don't talk. I talk like at the interview, they asked me what are 5 things. And one of the things, I would joke with you. I joked. I really joked at the interview. I was really, the way I'm talking now, I was really talking this way. I said, no, ma'am. Then I was like, no, I don't really. I said, no. I said, no. I say, no. I said, the way I talk right now is the way I was talking. She said something. I said, I'm sexy. They started laughing. They even laughed because I said, I was like, oh, I'm just joking. Just like, no, the one lady, it was 4 ladies interviewing me. No, the one lady said, I'm guessing she was a single one. Other one smiled at her. It caught eyes and smiled at her. I said, I'm tall. I said, one of the things I just know my height, but I'm sexy. And they laughed. The one lady said, mm-hmm. So she agreed. So it was the joking manner. I do that with people. If you look at my panels, go to my website, it's like panels. You can hear my panels or panels I was on. Or spots I gotta find those videos that other people make, but sometimes I ask them to send them. They don't send them because I would be at work, and if I'm working 12 to 8, then I won't see those videos. I won't get a chance because I don't know, 12 to 8 tear my body up and things of that. And that's even in the discussions with the discussions, they're not calling a forum or a group or a movement. The discussions or discussion boards, if you want to give it an exact name, a dude say, I work 12 to 8 and this is what I did. That's just literally what we're literally doing. And people are like, oh, you discussing the hate of black women. No, that's the last thing we're doing. We're literally not bringing about nothing about black women. Only thing we are talking about for black women is that we are on dates. We're going through a lot of things that we experience with black women or just women, because a lot of them just not specifically black women. But when I was in the chat, my brother kept trying to challenge me. And it's funny because we actually never on the phone, I've mentioned this, and he never done that. That was weird to me. That was truly honorably weird because I respect her, bro. I never had I never challenged him. I always said when he said something to me before, and he can take hold of that and say, well, guess what? Guess what happened? Well, I don't get what you said, brother, or can you explain it? And I've done that. And it was no biggie. I never attacked him. I never put him in a box. I never separated him from anything. I gave the brother due where the due was due. But for some reason, he found a way to come for, not come for me. I want to say he came from like an attack. And I learned what it is. The reason I should have started with this. And we got to be honest with each other. You a Christian, right? You go to a church. You a Jehovah. You go to the hall. Or you a Muslim. You go to a hall, right? You go into a hall. You go to a mosque. You go to the place, right? You go where people, even though they're similar minded, don't you get other takes? Because what happened? Other people that's coming to understand and to give another take, they don't come. You're not coming with in your belief. You're not coming with a preconceived notion about your belief or what you believe in, right? So why would you, as a brother, come with a preconceived notion? And then when a brother asks you, when you do come with a preconceived, and you say, brother, yeah, I'm asking you politely, and you're trying to really, really bond with your brother. Trying to bond with your brother, right? You're trying to bond with him. You can't bond with somebody that's have a preconceived notion. If I describe another guy to you, I'm like, well, he's tall, about this height, wear this. He normally wear what's the name of cologne? Perialis cologne. He's normally clean shaven. But then they like if I'm describing this character, a good guy, we go out, we play ball with. He cool enough. I can bring around my family. I know he'll protect and guard my. That's how you usually. But you don't add nothing in there negative about him. And that's what the brother kept doing. He kept saying it's a pill. I did a live on okay, but you're talking if I bring you up and say, can you describe your channel? You don't talk about nobody else's channel, right? Exactly. That's what the brother kept doing. He kept describing everything. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what even if you don't understand, stop saying it's something when the other person keeps saying, man, we're not even coming in with that attitude already. You already came with the attitude. You ain't coming with attitude. Because the one thing, if I said it in the beginning, so you can stop listening, thank you for listening. A lot of black men don't respect black men. Our respect is based off the white theory. Our women thing is based off their certain type of men. And when somebody saying we, and you decide who the we, you can't keep asking that. You got to take it. I'm taking it. If you say, well, me, and then you say, okay, me. But then if I say I'm in a group of guys that's similar to me, that's all it is. It's no more and nothing less. I don't know why your brothers decide to think, okay, let me keep trying to ask you. Okay, you don't understand. And this would be like sometimes a woman or a man, another man would say, I say, I understand. And he'll say it. So when I get done talking, I say, do you get it? But you got to leave room for that. We don't leave room for etiquette, courtesy, and respect. That's what I felt what happened tonight. Is the brother inside. Now he had to tell me because I called him, he ain't called me back. He went right on his live. I don't know what he's saying. I don't really care because I didn't say nothing. What I'm saying right now, I wouldn't say nothing to him, but he felt type of upset over something. Was he showing out? I don't know. Was he? Was he showing off with his girlfriend? Was somebody in his ear at the? I don't know what's going on. Because if you don't understand, you leave room to be understood, right? So to understand, you gotta leave room to understand. There's no other way to put it. But you gotta, if you're gonna ask a question, you can't throw jabs. You can't throw shots at somebody. That shows a sign that you're not really coming from understanding. You're just trying to. It's because you asking a person about what they're experiencing and what they're aligning, what they're trying to discuss. You got to come and ask them what they're doing. But if you come in with the preconceived notion to obliterate them, to say that's not true, because you know what's funny, even in all that, like I said, the women, black women must not respect a certain type of black man, which we are okay with that. A lot of us came to agreements, but it's crazy how even when he said it, the hood dude, we got to stop saying that all hood dudes. Yes, no, they're bad. I'm sorry, that's bad. Just because a dude know how to manipulate a moment, and this is what we the brothers we be saying. I don't know how to manipulate a woman's mind. I'll literally say, "What do you want to eat?" And she has to tell me what she wants to eat. She has to literally put the information out there, but I have to listen to receive the information. If that information is being relayed, I have to listen. You can't not listen and then say, and then when that person stops speaking and you don't understand, you can't throw jabs at them. Because that person's like, I didn't know I was part of that. Why you're associated with, you want to associate the hood dudes with the most respect. But a dude, you want to say he's socially awkward or peculiar or weird, because peculiar mean weird, and he don't use certain verbiage and language, he don't act a certain way. Well, you say, well, you got to work on it. I had to work on myself. You had to work how to manipulate a woman's mind. But what happened when the pure, genuine genuity of you has to part of, you lose it. And that's what me and these brothers don't sacrifice. That's why you would never see me shucking and jiving. When they put me in front of the camera on the news, in front of the VA, I said, the VA not all that great, but it's not all bad. It helped me. It helped me. I said, and I enjoyed the job fair. I told them the truth. It was genuine I didn't know they was going to put the camera. I didn't even know the news was there. Knowing me probably would never went. The tallest black man. I'm not saying there's a lot of not tall black people, but tall man, tall male sitting there. Of course, they're probably going to interview him. Probably would have never went. And that's what, if that's socially awkward, because you understand the plight of things, let it be socially awkward. Some things that as a black man, I accept it. I accept that if a woman don't highlight me a certain way, cool. If you look at me as a complainer, a crier, or a victim mentality, because I'm willing to tell my story, because it's young other black men out there, so be it. My message is not for you then. I'm not for you. I'm not for you whatsoever. But I know if I need to come together and help somebody, I'm not going to give I don't know. You do realize that, like, we like to talk a lot of stuff. You do realize the people you're around not also super great people. I mean, it's people that might have molested people that rape people, and you helping them every single day. But since somebody else, this brother up here being open and saying he need help, he is that way. That's weak. That's weak. A guy that's out there using women because he said a guy because he got a gun. I said, so what if somebody beat up that dude that these women think so tough, or this thug mentality?
What if one of these nerdy dudes or sociocracy, what if we know how to fight and box and beat them up? What happens? See what I'm saying? So we can't always put something in the box. And that's what literally I'm getting out of the box I'm associating with those dudes, the meta power, whatever, like the Hebrew Israelite. I can go anywhere. Long as the brother like it took my like the Christian friend. When I stopped saying I was a Christian, he stopped talking to me. And that's literally what happens with a lot of us brothers. The we, the they, the us. If we don't fit into a certain category or box, we are disassociated. But we never, in reality, one man said, you think you're not wrong, this and that. I said, you just took a side of what happened. You said your voice, but you know that's what happens to me. I'm saying accept me as I am, but then give me some correction. Don't say something that's there and you already know what happened and it's not even nothing bad. Like, see how I'm talking now? This is hollering. But this is me by myself. If you see me playing, I'm telling you, me come up. See, these people they want me to be a certain way. But then when they get to know me, they try to say, well, and then if I ask them like, okay, I hate the N-word. Don't say the N-word around me. I feel like that's courtesy. But then you're trying to say, don't do that. Do what? Oh, you're getting loud. Okay, I'm going out. Trust me, I'm working on that. But to put me into a category and say, well, you angry. I was like, how I'm talking this way from the beginning. Like, go check out I'm telling you. It's funny. I'm so telling you, it's so funny. I will listen to myself. And people would hear it. I was like, it's like you're doing it. I was like, I know I'm doing it. What you talking about? It was like this. I was like, I've been doing it. You can't prove to me what I'm doing. I know I'm doing it. It's not bad. You want me to be a certain way. Because he's like, even the brother said, he in the room like, I'm a man. That's not what that's not nothing I did. Or you got to prove you a man. He stepped in the room, he grabbed their attention because he got a gun. He faked bad. Because when you get beat up, what happens? He gonna want to shoot you. That's not tough. I don't have no problem with it. And then it get everybody. And I don't care if a black woman, if you think I talk about black women too much, whatever, show me something different. I was dating a lady. She kept I went on her channel. Let's do this. Went on her channel and because she don't listen to me either. I noticed that soon as somebody find a preconceived notion about me and keep building it up, they started throwing me into a category. And they say, why are you being defensive? Why are you and then they try to not stay into the topic. They try to leave it. It's like, you left it. No, I'm trying to give you an example. If I'm in the discussion board, it's no group, it's no pill, it's no affiliation to nothing. It's men just sharing ideas to encourage or to give different perspective. That's not leaving it. But when you're trying to describe someone, that's crazy. And she kept asking me questions. She already asked me offline. And I said, please. She said I hollered at her. And then the dude said I hollered at her. And of course, he pandered her. See, that's See, I'm not dumb. That's pandering. He just manipulated her. He said exactly what she wanted to hear. See, me and these brothers, we understanding how it's a way. It's like I watched the dude and it was great. I'm like, man, I'm happy he said it. Finally, a brother that get it. And I guarantee you, he one of them brothers, even though he married. He said, his wife walked up to him and said, it's like one of them skits, and you like you talking to the camera. And so first to show his wife walking up to him, say, how do I look in this dress? Or how do I look in these pants? Then he looked to the camera. She can't hear him, but it's like a skit. He said, well, brothers, or you say, well, man, I know the answer. I know you thinking she's asking, how does she really look? But in reality, she's asking you, is this his wife? And then he know her. It's his wife. He got to know her from them times with no understanding from each other yet, or understanding the woman. It's this right here. It's not a manipulation to get her on your side. It's his wife. She's really accent, which we knew. I knew this already, but that's why it was so funny. I was like, dude, that's so funny and it's so true. I understood that. And that's what I learned from them other brothers. And that's what I learned. No manipulation. It was an understanding. I came with I didn't come just to be understood. I came to understand. His wife, the black woman, she's asking about her thickness, her size. So he turned to her and he said, watch this. Well, sweetie, you always look good. But you know what? Them pants right there, they making you look thick. Because that's what she wanted to hear. I feel as just that's manipulation, which is like I'm being hypocritical or contradict what I said. But it's some things it's like I can't be what she desire based on me. And that's what we were talking about. It's a respect thing. She either gonna respect you as you are or not. It's not that sometimes it's not an ego feeding thing that a lot of brothers we come across each other. It's things that we experience. And if I'm experiencing like, damn, brother, I thought we was coming to understanding, but you trying to call me out when this is not new to you. If it was new, well, I would want to wait to talk about this with you because I feel like now you're trying to call me out. But then when the other brothers say, like making it seem like you trying to be soft and weak, it's like, nah. When you call your words empty, that's not a brother. That ain't somebody that you was cool with. That mean he ain't care what you had to say. And platitude, empty with platitude. I said, wow. See, when you start have to use certain words, it's almost as, wow, like for real, that's where we going. A remark or a statement, especially one with moral content that has been used often to be interesting or thoughtful. All you think is interesting and thoughtful, asking your brother, can you show up? Like, I don't know what the beef is with you right now, but as I gave you, it's thoughtful. Like, man, can you show more courtesy? Is that hard? Can you not associate something to a person that's not what they're describing? But if that's what you believe, but then they say, well, I'm not, why would you keep believing something? That means preconceived notion. That means the respect ain't there. So I have nothing else to say to you now if we're not going to talk with the lines. And it was funny because this is why I respect all race men. But black dudes, you walk down the street, you give them the head nod. You can pound them. Now I've done this with white dudes. Like, what's up? It's like the handshake everywhere. I put out the pound, and I thought it was a joke. I thought it really was a joke. When you pound a white guy or another race man, some race men get it because they are around you, like Arabic men, Middle Eastern men. They will pound you back. But some of them, like, they pound out on your hand, but they don't know the fist bumps. They bump your fist. Some other race, some men, as I seen, I thought it was a joke at first. Then I started seeing it in the movie. I seen it when I was younger, so now I started seeing it in the movies. They grab your hand, and you be like, "What?" See, they don't get it. But this is what I mean when I get all cultures. And the one thing I was just discussing by myself because I was watching something, and a white guy said something, and he said, "Why do people think I'm racist?" I said, "Dude, in your home, do you say racist words?" He had to be honest. He said, "Yes." I said, "Why do you say?" Because he said, "I'm just repeating what I seen," or when he get mad. I said, "But why do you do that?" Nobody, I don't do. He's like, so he acts like you don't call white men different names. I said, no. The first thing, if he's talking about Asian, Latino, black people, and he used particular slurs and words, that's racist. It's no longer bias or prejudice. Like you can be white and not be racist. You can be, but if you already come with a preconceived notion, you can't get nowhere with you. So I was trying to tell that Caucasian brother, them terms can be known as being racist. And he still wasn't getting it. I said, well, individually by myself, I don't use words. I'm not even gonna say it. See, I don't even say the words. I don't use the words they call white people by myself. I say, man, that's just messed up. Why would he do that? I use what they call Latino people. I don't use those words. It's like people gotta understand. If you don't use certain words, why? I don't have a preconceived notion. Before it's like literally when I'm on a date, when I meet a black woman. And then the crazy part, you can't love a black woman only. That's a fetish. A preference is what kind of food you. That's what I never heard that before. That was new. That's a fetish now. But it's not a fetish of your religion. Your religion is a fetish. When you talk about other people's religions and you call their religion, I have to catch myself with who you're around, because I know when you work with people, they rub off on you. Like somebody being late and they complaining. So one day I had to catch myself and I looked at them. I said, "You the last person that should be complaining." And they gave me a look, and I explained it. I said, "You complaining about something," but I was like, at least you can be on time. And they said, "Fair." See, I gave a fair answer. I didn't give just an answer to diss them. I'm not saying don't get me wrong. I could have worded that and said, "You always late." I could have said, "Well, you know what? You got complaints about things, but you got to be sometime more in the present. You got to be here a little bit more to understand why things going on." And I can tell myself, well, maybe I know what's going on because I'm always here. You see, I'm doing that within my mind as I'm talking, and I said it back. I said, "Nah, like, oh, my bad." And the person said, "No, you said it right," because sometimes I need to hear it that way. But hearing it that way don't mean you can be brutally honest, but you don't got to be brutal. That was very powerful today. It's a new day. It's very powerful. Brutal. You could be brutally honest, but you don't have to be brutal. I said, got it. I got it. I can come for understanding somebody understand me, but I don't have to belittle or degrade or diminish other things. Powerful, man. You can't tell. I would teach my son that. I'm not saying don't be a lion when a whole bunch of coyotes and hyenas is attacking you and bears. Don't be a lion. I ain't saying don't be a lion. But it's things about being a lion you might not want to associate yourself with. But besides the roar, his power, like they call him the king of the jungle for a reason. Be your king. Be your jungle. Oh, you ain't no king. I'm not asking for you to make him a king. I'm coming to you because I thought we was gonna get somewhere in understanding. That's just to be title of understanding. All I need is understanding. Can we all just get along? What is it about Black people where we have this dissonance of not being courteous and having etiquette towards one another? That's very troubling. That's heartening. That's disheartening. Not for me to want to run away. I'm trying to understand, why is it that you can't put on the why? Hold on. I heard people say this. And I experienced that with other people. And it's like, you wasn't saying, and it's the bad because it's a switch. You come in with all your, like, you being real. Like, when I'm hyper, my voice, see how my voice went down? It arises at different occasions. But if I'm hyper or something and you notice that, and you say something cool, then you lower it, and you keep focusing on that, I say, why are we going to keep focusing on that? I'm done with that one. But then when you come back with that it's a I don't know how to. I might keep saying the same. I might sound like a reporter for the 29 minutes. I might sound like a repeated record. But it's like, wow, why don't we have the same respect. It's respect. A black man want me to respect him, but as soon as you have a difference of understanding, that goes out the window. That was never respect. That was never respect. I like you just switched on them. That's powerful. That's disheartening. That hurt that you can have discussion with someone. I don't know what they're doing in their mind when you're talking to them. But then as soon as it's time to outward in front of people, they switch up on you. And then make it seem I don't have, and the funny part, I see posts like on social media, Instagram or Twitter. Sometimes you might be the toxic person. Now I'm saying I don't have my fault. I'm not the one on everybody's channel hollering at people, and I don't like all the people that person described. I have no problem with them. I still don't. Even people that we have the disagreements, I still don't have no problem with them whatsoever. I still say whatever I associated with them before, I still associate them the same way. I don't have no problem of emailing them and them responding saying, no, I don't want to do it. Like being honest from day, because it's like honesty from day one. And that's what I feel. Like nobody was being, if you felt that way, be honest from day one. I get more, like it's another brother, right? That like we agree, but we don't agree. We don't have, okay, this is how we put it. This is how we should put it in most people's cases. We agree, we have our disagreements. We have an agreement, but we disagree. Because we agree on things that's, so if it's a topic or a subject, we actually agree on that topic and subject. We solely agree on it. But our different indifferences don't separate us to be angry at each other. If that make any sense? My separation of indifference, we agree, but we don't have an indifference where allow us to say F you. Because I'm quite sure, and I know I would. This is type, you can feel people energy. I would help outside of the YouTube, Fiber Metal. If he needed my help. If something I would party with him. But then I told guys growing up, and that's the honest truth. I wouldn't party and hang out with a certain group of people. But overall, at the end, it was what I just experienced with a brother that I've been not hanging out, but from social media for a while, phone number, exchange a number. I know how he look, he know how I look. It's just that the understanding or the respect wasn't what I thought it was. Because we were both Marines, honor, courage, commitment, respect. That's one of our personality traits as a Marine. You salute. I bet you, did he not salute the officer? Did he not say bye or hi or leave, sir? So the common courtesy and the etiquette of manners, I couldn't have that with him. The preconceived notations, I didn't know that's what we was working off of. Even if I express something new, to my brother, he'll say, "Oh, what is it?" And then you try to explain it. It's like I'm not gonna keep challenging it, because the more you challenge it, you're going away from the explanation of it. Like if you don't I don't know. If somebody say, "Oh," like he brought up if like what he believed in, somebody asked him, which nobody did. He kept bringing it up. And that type of person, he would bring up stuff. It's like, I didn't know he was doing that. You can take it there, cool. But he does that a lot. He diminish and make fun of other stuff. I don't do that. We'll bring up like Christianity is heavy and dented in our society. Do you see me videos and posts talking about Christianity or people religions? No. Over and over and over and over. No. Do you see me talking about people in an ill manner? When we say you talk about women in the ill, I'm talking about women or I'm talking about my experience and how they literally women. So when I find out it's not the aggression that women desire, it's the respect. They don't respect me, and then they show it through their actions, and I talk about it. That's talking about black women? No. What y'all want me to say? Even the last woman I dated, she said, I couldn't say that. I checked her. If you say I checked you, I checked you. Because I'm not going to keep trying to air out because then it's going to get to a point where I'm going to say, do you want to talk about us online? What really happened? As I expressed you, literally, I told you everything was going good. Our argument got into something I had no control over. No control whatsoever. Because of something she's seen that I looked at 3 months ago, or we just started literally talking on my, you got Google Photos. It's on my past history that you wouldn't hear for, and you get mad at. That's what started all of the disagreement between me and that woman. Literally. There was nothing until that happened. I'm telling you, we disagreed, but we didn't argue about nothing. That became argue to the point where she went in another room and thought, I don't do the, it was so much in that. She don't get it. Keep saying, I don't take blame. I took blame. For when it's time, I'm taking blame. If something went wrong, because of something I said, I could have aimed at and spend it a different way, or took it or took it off route and left it alone. I take that, and I admit to that. I say, my fault. I apologize. But to just tell me, if I hadn't have did that, well, if you're talking about relationships, that means you got, and then that's what I learned. You don't. This is why we go into forums and discussion boards where you want similar-minded people with people outside that's actually not coming. You want less of them because they're not going to hear nothing you said. They're not going to, because if you're not listening, how are you going to have any type of resolve or resolution? So what I say on one, I say to all, it's your path, your journey, it's your choice. Choose wisely of what, if you do enter a section of who you're around and everything. And let it reveal itself. Let it reveal itself, because that was just weird and awkward of how that just went down. I don't know why it would want to go down that way. Why did he choose that path with me when he never done it before offline? And then if you really coming from understanding, you will have to listen to what that person is saying. Like, if I do something with I'm not going to tell, because you're not getting it anyway. You keep saying that this don't happen. And the brothers keep saying, well, this does happen. You're not trying to even hear what he said. You got to remember, that person has to listen to what's going on. Your child comes to you, have to listen. They're not asking a question about his information, his son. I already knew he didn't listen to him. And that's why I'm saying that's not what and people understand that's not, if I ask you, what is it after I worked on myself, I did the best things I'm supposed to do as a man, and I'm moving forward in those steps, and I'm learning how to take advice, not manipulation, from other men, how to talk to women and hang out with them and do different things. And that all else that failed, what do you say? You can't. And then if you already given in your mind, you got with that. When the little kids come to me about something, I have to really think about it. Or the little kids say, I don't, why is this guy blue? And you explain it. So why is it that? I'm not a little kid, but if you really come in to understand what they're going through, then you got to really listen and really dial in. Just like you took out to that religion, it's the same thing. You can't say this makes sense. No, it don't. It did not. Your mind did not make sense of who you are as a person when you was born. No, it did not. So why you think, I guess he's trying to get in one sitting of understanding, because he don't understand to a way where I was like, well, if you want me to allow it to place it in a form you can receive, you got to hear everything. You can't branch off, and you can't call it something. It's like you calling a Christian a Muslim. I can't. It's impossible. That's not cool. He says he's not a Muslim. How hard is that for brothers to really? We really don't be on. We really can't even talk to each other. Like, for real? Man, I don't get this. I really don't get the brotherness. So maybe you do. If you think all love matter, all love matter, all lives matter. But I'm talking about one, not all. And then the group we are one because we understand. That's why this is showing me in reading that I'm gonna do another video on that tomorrow, the next day, or whatever, later on the day. Before I go to, because I work 12 to 8. So I gotta be work to 12. So yeah, I gotta be to work to 12. Another day, Monday. No, I don't work. No, is it? Yeah, the day Monday, right. So I gotta be to a certain time. I gotta be work. So, or if I have a job, I don't have no job, but I gotta go to work. So it's different things. You gotta remember, placed in the person's life. I don't think we're ready for that. I don't think we're ready to try to really truly understand each other. Like, you gonna help me? I understand the hood dude, or the thug dude, or the dude in the street, women, and why women like them. But there's nothing they can say that can help me. Really, it's nothing. Because you can't say he treat women better. And then a lot of it's irony. Like, but it's funny how one day we're gonna call bad good and good bad. We're gonna call a guy that's trying his hardest to keep himself up and doing it, and then add a woman to his life and treat her good. But he don't know all the nuances. We try to call them narcissists or he's appreciating her, he's valuing her. That's not the dudes that treat women like crap. Like dudes that never cheat, you get called all types of names because we don't understand something. That's baffling to me. That is beyond me. Like, that's baffling. Well, you don't understand it. Oh, he don't got enough experience. Okay. So his experience of what? Treating a woman good. It's like you can't say, but see, here's a one example. Treating a woman good or manipulate. He don't say, well, because the hood dude is manipulating her. He's feeding her. I listen to dudes. They're not saying they saying stuff a little outlandish. Like I listen to the dude. So if a man now, if they say OJ, the woman say, "Can you give me the world?" I say, "I can give you the best of me." That means whatever I have, the best of me. So if my favorite dish is macaroni and cheese, I'm going to always give you the best macaroni and cheese I can make and produce. See, talking to other brothers, you won't get that. Can I give her the world? And my response, the world to her, I don't know her world, but my world is my best. I'm going to put, like I say, man, you put your foot into that macaroni. I'm going to give you every time I make macaroni and cheese, I'm going to be considerate and courteous that this is the best. So I'm not going to half-ass it. So if I'm not half-assing the date. I'm not half-assing the time I'm spending with her. You see where I'm getting at? I'm not being with her, then leaving her be with that. Like, I don't care if a whole bunch of women, just because a whole bunch of women admired a certain type of dude, that don't mean he's not giving her his best. See what I'm saying? But we don't want to hear that part because it's manipulation. I can go on and I can show you multiple things that men do to manipulate women. But nobody want to hear that because I'm playing it. I'm a wire. I'm a victim. I'm victim mentality or a victimizer because I'm telling the truth of what somebody experienced. I've been called a nigger, so I should go out and start killing all the people that call me. But see, but when you say that, it's like, how else do your people don't call you? Everybody like so random people that don't respect people. This is what brothers we got to understand. If you don't respect someone, you're going to keep saying things that don't align to that person. It got nothing to do with how strong you think that dude, that the hood dude. You think somebody that get more status quo than him? Come on. I always said that. It's somebody always bigger than badder than you. One day you're gonna meet your match. I understood that at a young age. I can't beat everybody. I'm not smarter than everybody. I don't always think I'm right. I don't think I'm right. I'm literally came from understanding, but when you take away the understanding, you can't. It's nothing to understand. You're no longer a part of the same. Is the respect is everything leaves the room. And that's what brothers we don't get. So don't act like you. Some act like brothers act like they never put on a suit and a tie and never said sir to a man before. But when you're talking amongst your brothers, you can't have the decency and courtesy not to say certain things. And it is a certain way you say it that sound messed up. You don't have the courtesy for that. You ain't do that at that job. You wasn't doing that in front of them other people that's in the same belief. You wasn't doing that. That's BS, man. That's full BS we do to each other. You wasn't doing that. I ain't saying you never slapped them up. I never say you ain't never say what's up. I ain't never say you ain't said N-word around them. But that's not your normal talk to them either. It was an understanding that you two brothers or the person, if it's a sister, y'all went together and said, man, I'm not going to say that to him. I'm not going to have a preconceived note. I'm not going to put that in that manner. But it's like it's hard for black men to have that towards each other. It's weird now. It's weird. And you get mad at all. And I listen to a lot of them brothers. When the brothers don't shoot me down, the conservative brothers that say, I got respect for them because they're honest and truthful. Man, black people, we do kill each other. Well, that's all they would say. They do the opposite. So if you're trying to say that I'm a victimizer, they're a defender. If you don't want to say they're a defender, they tell the truth. They telling the truth. I say that's so they say I'm a victimizer and they telling the truth. Know what I respect? They actually still heard what I said. They know all this. They say it, man. And some dudes like, yo, I think you got a victim mentality. But at the same time, one dude laughed about it because he said he was shocked. Just like I meet people that's of other religions. It's like, how come you not? And some people, a lady, pretty young lady. She must, every time she talked about religion, people must be like, well, Jesus did this for me. Cool. I get it. And I ain't say nothing. And she was like, I could tell like every time it was almost as she was waiting for me to talk about it. Jesus in the call it blasphemous manner. And I didn't do it. She said it. She said, wow. You didn't. I said, what? She said, you didn't like, why didn't you do what? Like, do what? She kept trying to say it. She's like, you wouldn't blasphemous towards Jesus. You don't even believe in that. I said, because I had no reason to. I said, because that's, you understand it that way. I can't tear you down for your understanding. I'm not going to beat you up, whether if I believe it or not. That's not for me to decide. I said it like this. I said it as this. I said, even in your belief, I said, I study Christianity. I call myself a Christian. I also study Nation of Islam. I never really study a lot of other things because it required you to actually get deeper in it and to become part of it. I just wanted to study and practice. I don't, that's like a job. Just like going to college. I should be able to leave college. A lot of them belief systems you can't leave, just walk out of the door because they showed you stuff that I guess is a secret. So where's the love in that? There's no love, brother. Where you love me at? Now that can sound gay and weak, but where your love in that? Where's your honor in that? Where's your respect? You respected a lot of other things. You honored a lot of other things, but you can't give it back. That's happy I got that out. Now I feel like I talk on these, not to diss people, but to get something off my chest because my platform is my diary. You call me weak, soft, a punk ass black man, go be single for I don't care. I don't care. If a black woman listen to this and don't want to be, she think I got problems because I'm dealing with my past. Why I think I talk about black, so be it. You didn't listen to nothing. I guarantee you, I can go to everybody channel that I am calling myself cool with. I can tell you everything about their channel that I talk to. But even people that has that's part of my chat, I can go to their chat and learn something about them. It's like I have the people I appreciate, I call them family. You joining me. You're not subscribing. You're not following me. You're joining me. I join hands with another man, another woman, but understand that I don't join hands that come with preconceived notations, then to overwrite what they say, describe what's not really to be described. I didn't describe you that way. I'm sorry. I call it, like I made the video, Black Activity, because the presentation is because I hold blackness first. I'm not saying I can respect. I got 2 Caucasian lady friends. They are really true friends. Got an Indian woman I'm cool with. I got a Caucasian dude I'm pretty cool with. Who else? Indian dude, but he back in India. And a couple other biracial mixed black men that I'm cool with, 2 of them. Older black men, 2 of them, and one guy my age I'm cool with. But I can call David. He my mother age, and I'm cool with. Because we're relaying information, but it's not designed for me to say, man, I think you weak, or I'm gonna say it this way. I really understand. I used to thought David, I told him this. I used to thought David was kind of slow or not bright. But David taught me something by paying attention. I said, Dave, you know what he taught me? Sometimes you're acting that way. I said, that's smart. I said, I have to learn certain aspects about now, but this is showing me too, I have to learn aspects about life with other people. Why do they think that way? And why is it automatically associated to them or disassociated? I'm doing more of a problem solving, resolution within me to understand. So when I do get on the panel or I do out in the midst outside world, I don't feel as I am overtasking myself, or I can be within myself and say, I'm good. If I give her the world is making sure I show up the best of me. And I would want to understand. But if I can't give her the best of me, I can't lie to her, which I've seen people do, and say, guess what? I'm going to give you the world. I seen dudes do that. And those are the dudes in the street. He can't give her the world if he go to prison. You can't make that promises, because what you do send you to prison eventually. I can't give you the world from inside a prison. But I know if I do the most respectable thing by me within me, I can give her that. So if a black woman can't receive what I'm giving her, and I'm trying to when I'm giving it to her, and she giving her back the information she give, the understanding I receive from her, I still have to process it, and this is the thing. this is an example. A woman said she don't want a man that a virgin because of his less experience. I get that. Cool. Respect. Understand. See, I don't want a man that don't have as much as me. He don't have a car, house, or even if he do, he got to make more. Respect. Why would I fight that woman? And that's her understanding. But if she comes somewhere, now she's coming on a dating website or a dating platform or a dating forum or a dating discussion board or a channel, a platform, you know what I'm like saying, that's designed for dating. Dating is leaving your mind open to receive someone. She would literally have to specifically, when she say that, be okay now. And she'll say nobody, instead, I won't say that there is no black woman for me. I'll say no, I haven't met that right black woman. But if black women all are automatically saying, I can't, what they want? They want the fake world. I'm not a fake world man. I'm sorry, I'm not a manipulator. I'm not going to lie about my feelings and what's going on. They say sometimes being quiet. Well, being quiet, then I find out later that person hiding something. I'm sorry. From my understanding of quiet people, and I don't care if you quiet with every single person, everyone, or Pacific people, you just don't want them to know something. That's what, come on. Quiet don't have no, the true quiet is when you're learning. So when she's speaking, I'm quiet because I'm learning. But besides that, we got to communicate. There's no communication. I won't. So after I'm learning, I might have a question. Do I not answer that question? Or do I try to fake? So I try to fake figuring it out is doing all these messed up things to figure out what she meant. Instead of saying, okay, what you mean? If I want you to go to the store to get some milk because I'm cooking at this point in time, I need some milk. It's not a command, it's not a force, it's not a slavery. It's literally asking the person. Because the only way I'm gonna get the milk if I stop cooking and go get it myself, or you are willing to go get it for me and bring it right back. Because that's all I'm going to do. If you got to make detours, I can't utilize you. So that's what people want. You got meet each other. We're not meeting each other. We got separate agendas on what we're trying to do. But if my platitude, which remark or statement, especially one with moral content, yeah, that has been used too often to be interesting or thoughtful. It's been used too often. So somebody bumping me, they're not going to say, excuse me. I'll bump into somebody, I'm not going to say, excuse me. That's polite. It's courtesy, etiquette, or a mannerism that's actually, it's not a, it's that's so telling me it's meaningless, it's trite, it's a cliche, it's emotional, it's true, but it's lost due to excessive use. Thank you, excessive, or excuse me, because we walking down the street and it's crowded, or we in a building and it's crowded. It's not a lot of, if that's how you look at it, wow. That's a wow to me. That's all I can say is wow. If that's what that person mean. And it's not. It means something to that person. It may not mean nothing to you no more. Because I guess even though it's true, it's a moral, it's good thing to have. But since it's a set, it lost it. So I'm just gonna bump into people and not say nothing. So I guess overall lining, I guess don't say nothing. You go a longer way by being quiet and don't communicate, and people thinking how they think. You're gonna really get fired. I should have known when that brother said, this is the type of person I am. You could be optimistic or pessimistic, whatever which one it is. If I want to come together with somebody or people, I guess in this sense, I don't know what's the opposite of platitude. Let me see. Let me see that. Let me see that real quick. The opposite of platitude. Just truism, I guess. I guess it's gonna have is so a generalized understanding is a commonplace. So just because we are different religions, we are different race, we don't have a commonplace. In that commonplace, there's gonna be a lot of things that people we don't do, and it's gonna be weird. A common ground, and then when you come to a common ground, not unusual, ordinary, usual, ordinary things, a place where you can reside at and have an understanding. That's a common ground. It's usual. Well, is it not usual when people talk and get understanding? They don't talk about people. They don't call them out. They don't diminish. They don't. So a common ground of education. I know. I say it this way. I use this one because it's like the most perfect example you can use. We all want education, right? Let's say we all adults. We have children, 2, 3, 1 children. We all in the one community. So education. What type of education will we all want our children to have? Now, this is okay. And this is what people don't understand. This is a commonplace because we all agree on education. I think it's cool that all schools don't teach the same thing because we need a place where it's got to be specific. It's a common place. It's all going to school. But if I'm going to school for a doctor, no, I'm going to school for computer technology. You going for sociology. Are we both going to learn that in one class? No. Is that a common place we at? Yes, because we're in school. So we need a school to teach, to a guide or challenge you. It is teaching, training you how to be a doctor. I can't send you to the same school for computer science or computer networking to be specific. So you're going to be, let's say, a nurse and a computer technician. There is no possible way they're going to the same exact. That's education. What are the common education? Well, we know if you both need to read, write, and math. Bam. That's to me. I'm being too naive to believe that's possible. Maybe I'm too naive to think I'm gonna get on a panel and then discuss things with people that I already talked to. Maybe I'm too naive to think that we're gonna have a commonplace. Middle of the road. So it's education. Now those are the things you're gonna learn with our 4 types. I say 4 types. You got vocational. I'm just using some. It might be more. Vocational and technical. Public and private. Well, I want my child to go to a private school to learn how to be a nurse. Well, I want my child to go to a vocational school to be a nurse. Cool. And guess what? We make a commonplace.
So we're gonna have two schools, no, one school where the children all interact at. See, still a commonplace. But he's going for vocational training. He's going for private. Well, reason we saying private and vocational, because what's going to happen, which I think is cool. See, now maybe I'm too naive to think just because of I don't think a vocational is less than a private. But I know if somebody going private, they're paying for it. So I'm not mad that this is not nothing against and this is why I tell people when they try to use victim mentality on me, I laugh. I was like, because I'm okay with vocational and private. Like I want to privately educate my son or daughter. So that means like homeschool. Then there's homeschool. There's a common place because people have home. Like these are common places because we understand what they are already. There's nothing new in the book. I didn't make vocational up in private school. I didn't make none of that up. I didn't make none of this up. So why is there a problem? That's what I'm really trying to understand. There's a problem when I didn't create that. I didn't create the problem. I didn't create what happened. All I'm doing is expounding and exalting to get understanding. And if somebody asking you for understanding, well, if you trying to understand, that means you don't get what they're saying. So that means you have to listen to what they're saying and how they're saying it and have questions, but not to diminish it, not to add on. And then if you're going to use something to say to somebody, well, you got to utilize that too. At the same, I'll have to utilize it in you, not just me. You can't say you coming from understanding and you're literally not coming from it. It's like you're trying to be funny. And that's what people are getting. That's what I got out of it. You're really trying to be funny. And so they're saying, well, I really don't get it. Okay, cool. Okay, and then maybe that opened up an avenue to my mind to open up to say it a different way. But to keep challenging me or that person, you're not going to get nothing from that person. You the one that understand, not me. So if you saying like he said, you presenting something, you want somebody that's right, but you can't come in with something and expect them to respond. You want me to respond. I don't want you to respond a certain way as me. Because you already let me know. So I don't want to be in a place if I know I don't care if we shooting the jabs and we laughing and having fun and making fun of each other. I have no problem with that. But then if you're trying to now be really like when you stop and like, all right, come to understand. You come to understand. You are coming. You're bringing it. You're bringing me in. Then you set me aside and say, explain it. You got to give that space. You got to give a full space. And if you still don't get it, and I say, well, maybe not using the words right, that should be cool. Which I don't understand. And then I'll learn it, I guess, comprehension. I don't comprehend right or something. Because as soon as somebody start trying to say something, I was like, hey, can you please? My mind no longer function to want to incorporate myself in what's going on. Because now I'm gonna be seeking, like, all right, can you say it a different way? Oh, you don't want to? Okay. Then I don't know where to go. I can't, my mind is not, because I'm using words. I'm using the scene where I'm thinking. If I was out in a war, I don't have to relay that message to my people. But if they saying they don't get it, that means man, I didn't do a good job training. So a good job or comprehending. So if somebody gonna try to really, and if they say at the time they don't get it, I'm like, and I can think, but that person, they can't really be rebuttaling what I'm saying already if I'm trying to relay information to keep us safe. That's why I came back home from Iraq. They didn't rebuttal me. They didn't say, I didn't give them, they didn't, okay, They didn't have a perspective already in their mind. You can't. And then when they did, they go, all right, dang work. We're gonna do what we do next. All right, we're gonna do this. And that's what happened. Because what we already tried didn't work. So why would we keep trying to do the same thing? And you try to make it like, no, that's not working. So the lesson is, yeah, that can you please stop doing the diminishing part? But we never gonna get that because I see that, and it's just online. I don't know. Some people have to show off. Some people got to be a certain way, and it's a respect level thing. We don't have that amongst each other. So I guess I'm just going to understand that, and then learn who I'm dealing with, and don't deal with them, or deal with them a certain way, like I have been doing my whole life. Because I learned a lot of people don't get it. They don't want to. They don't comprehend. They don't look to understand. They don't care to understand. If it don't come a certain way, it don't look a certain way, it don't act a certain way, then that's all. Be amongst those people that you think highly of, that really, I guess, is well put together, professional, and everything else. If that's what you would desire, that's what you desire. You don't come around people that don't. I don't care. I know people homeless. I don't walk past them and ignore them. I know people that use drugs. I don't walk past them. Black women, they hate me. I don't not help them. I know things they say about. I know what they think about me. I don't treat them that way. So people can say whatever they want. I know a lot of people, they mask. I'm not manipulative. I'm literally saying what I mean. I'm literally saying it. And if I don't understand, I just don't understand. And if I ask you that, if I tell you that, then I was like, I don't get it. You're not helping. Then if you're not trying to help, then what was the whole point? That's platitude. You're not even trying. You ain't even want to. So why even do it?